This piece was inspired by Ruth Bader Ginsburg and her passing, actually, in September of 2020. When she died, I was very, very sad, as many of us were, and that morning I made a little chalk drawing in front of my house on the sidewalk. And the chalk drawing was of one of her collars that she famously wore, and the particular one I picked was this one from South Africa, which she was given, and she was really inspired by the South African Constitution that they rewrote and sort of did it right the second time around, and focusing a lot on human rights and equality. After that, I did another one in front of the Idaho Supreme Court, because once I started researching her work, I realized that her first breakout case was in 1971 in Idaho, where she was advocating for gender rights. And that was, 50 years ago or so. And so anyway, that's how the piece started, in that I did this giant chalk drawing that was probably 40 feet, 50 feet around of the collar. And then after that, my sister, who's an attorney, was looking for a piece for her new office. She really wanted a new piece of art that had to do with Ruth Bader Ginsburg, and I was like, well, let me see what I can come up with. So taking that chalk drawing of the lace collar, I kind of just started playing around with things, and I had been working on works that I was carving in wood and filling with plaster, so I kind of kept that idea going and made this piece, which is carved out of wood and filled in with wet plaster, and then dried and sanded and then burned. It's a long process, and then sealed in beeswax. So it's not a painting per se, because there's no paint in it, but it's a painting, with using fire and other materials. Once I made that one, I was like, you know what? I want to research all of her work, and so I came up with 12 of her cases that I thought were the best cases, the most impactful for human rights, and then made 11 more of these, and then decided to offer them up as like a limited edition. So each piece was dedicated to a different case, and then I sold all of those and donated one to the Wasmuth Center. I think the Wasmuth Center is like a lighthouse or a beacon for hope and kindness and human rights. The whole Anne Frank Memorial lets people learn every day while they're on their bike or just walking by.